It's hump day, Detroit Lions fans. Hump day, Wednesday, worst day of the week. Absolute worst day of the week. Maybe, depending on what your work schedule is. It's usually a terrible day. But if you're seeing our faces, that means we're going to talk some Detroit Lions football. That's your cup of tea. Hit that subscribe button. It helps us out. I have a challenge. I have a challenge for some of our faithful subscribers, William. At the end of the show, we'll get to that. Some member challenge, an opportunity. Here's the hint, ×2. That's all I'm going to say. Will, what are we talking today?
Listen, Steve, there's some news. I don't know that it's surprising news. I do think that some people probably don't know about the whole scope of the news, but we'll kick this thing off by saying officially DJ Reed being placed on the IR. So that's means he's gone until week 10. Washington Commanders. We will not be seeing DJ Reed. So I think most people won't be surprised by hearing that news. I feel like the breadcrumbs were there that was probably going to happen. And plus the conversation that we had in yesterday's podcast with Trey Flowers being brought in, I think that's essentially why that happened. He was brought in as a depth piece. There was a press conference today where Coach Campbell spoke a little bit, Coach Montgomery, and Coach Townsend. For those who don't know, that's the DB's coach. And Coach Townsend mentioned Amik stepping in at that corner position. So I think it'll be interesting to see how this thing unfolds, who will be the nickel now if Amik's playing outside corner. Something to keep an eye on. Steve, limited practice today, Terry and Arnold. So we might not have to see Rock at the other outside corner. Will he be the nickel? Will it be Avonte Maddox? That'll be something that will be interesting to be seen. But that said, to me, if TA is limited practice, I would be expecting him to play some football. Steve, sorry, what do you think? You think we're going to have TA going into this week? Because I know it was kind of a toss-up after the game.
Well, I've got a 13-year-old cousin who's he's a 13-year-old boy, and he tells me all the time when it comes to girls, he's got options. Okay, I don't know what that means exactly, but I feel like the Detroit Lions have plenty of options when it comes to playing corner. Are they long-term solutions? Not the names that I'd love to hear, but it's the names we got. I saw an interview with, I forget who it was, but I think it might have been with DJ Reed, and he was talking about the injury, and he said initially when he went down, he thought the hamstring tore off the bone. He thought season was over. So maybe this is a little bit of good news. He's just going on the IR for a little bit. We'll get him back when I think we're starting to make the playoff push, when it's crunch time and we're starting to get some guys back. Speaking of getting guys back, Alim McNeill, Window, we'll talk about that in a minute. But when it comes to secondary, the only concern I had is that it was about 3 positions in our secondary against the Cleveland Browns that went down. And I was just like, man, we have depth, but are we really wanting to see that depth right now going into week 5? Like, it's just a little too early for me to be thinking about a back who's playing safety, who's playing corner, who's playing the other corner. Just a lot of pieces got hit in that Browns game. But Amik Robertson, golden opportunity. I like him. I think it's been time for him to get some look at outside corner with TA struggling. And I've said it before, this is Terrion Arnold's time to step up. Like, if we've ever needed you more, it's now. Like last year, you kind of got a pass. You were a rookie. Hey, thrown to the wolves, get out there. You're starting essentially every single game, trial by fire. This year, you got to be that guy. And there's still plenty of time for you to turn it around. But with the injuries and the hopes of this team, we need I don't even want to say lockdown. We just need a very, very good corner. Someone who's going to be sticky. Someone who's not getting beat in press coverage. Someone who's not getting blown by. Someone who's not creating pass interference or holding calls. Like, you've got to be the number 1 corner on this team. It's your time to shine, Terrion.
Yeah, I think you're right on, Steve. But I will say I just want to clarify TA for where I sit. I don't think TA has been terrible. For me, it's about the gold jacket comments. For me, it's about the being a number 1 corner, one of the best corners in the league comments. Is he a serviceable corner in the league? Or has he been? Yeah, he's been serviceable. Serviceable corners get beat here and there. That's the reason why you're not elite or great. The conversations that he has, the mentality and the swagger that he carries, you need to be phenomenal. So TA, we're looking for phenomenal. So for people who keep saying, hey, listen, corner's the hardest place to play. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Listen, he's doing a podcast with Patrick Surtain, who came in and was a dog season 1. So, that the expectations are high, but if you want to be a gold jacking guy, the expectations have to be high. So that's where I stand with TA. You're doing pretty decent, man. It's not terrible. And then I watched all of the snaps besides last week. I haven't watched every single snap from last week, but before that, I watched every single TA snap, and it's okay, but that's not phenomenal. That's not elite. That's not top corner in the league. So that's what I'm looking for, TA. But keep grinding. We got faith in you. We said it here. We're still believing you. It's not like we're off the T-Way bandwagon. We're just looking for that go jacket type play, man. So, but Steve, there was some other before we get into the big one. Just covering all of the news as far as the roster moves. DJ Reed, like you said, on the IR. I'm looking at Ty Summers was signed to the 53-man roster from the practice squad. Lorenz Strickland, familiar name, talking about him maybe making the 53-man roster initially. He was in the preseason towards that tail end. He was making some plays. He was doing some things. That's a guy who came in and started some games due to the injury bug last year. So that's another familiar face. Nick Whiteside goes to the practice squad signed. And then we talked about Trey Flowers yesterday. So when I'm looking at the scope of this thing, Steve, Ty Summers, special teamer, Zach Cunningham, hamstring, he's gone right now. Ty Summers is going to come in and play that special teams role. Lorenz Strickland, Daniel Thomas goes to the IR. He's gone till week 8. Lorenz Strickland's going to come in and play that special teams role. So I feel like there's a method to the madness. DJ Reed, Trey Flowers. So they're just recomplementing this roster due to some of the injuries that we have. You said it yesterday, and I agree with you, Steve. I don't necessarily think that these are guys that are going to be long-term answers for the Detroit Lions. These are just supplemental guys to come in and get an opportunity due to us having some guys banged up, Steve. So are you still in that boat? Do you agree with that? That's what these guys are.
Yeah, especially Lauren Strickland. I said yesterday, and I think you said it too. This Kirby Joseph knee injury is lingering. All right, I don't know if this is something that's going to eventually heal with some time off. If we need a bye week for him, if he has to miss a game or two. But when he went down against Cleveland, I thought season's over for Kirby. Like, just didn't look good. Maybe I'm, got a little PTSD from last year when I see a player go down. I just automatically think season's over for whatever player it is. I think Lauren Strickland's coming up as an emergency safety because I know we still have Rock. I know we still have Avante Maddox, but I feel like they might be getting prepped to potentially play outside corner depending on what's going on. So if we have a safety go down and Curb, maybe Lauren Strickland is going to be that full-time backup safety, and Maddox and Rock Yassin are prepping for some nickel or some outside corner. So maybe they want someone to focus solely on safety. I don't know. So that's what I kind of thought when I saw that move, and I could be wrong, but that's just my gut feeling. We're kind of adding some safety depth there because after Kirby, I don't really know what it's going to look like with a couple other guys on the secondary being banged up, with DJ Reed, Terrion Arnold struggling. Amik Robinson's already probably got another full-time job with outside corner. So that's kind of what I felt when Strickland got called up.
Yeah, I think you're on. I think you're cooking with grease. Steve.
William.
Dan Campbell had a press conference today. I don't know if you've seen it or not. It doesn't matter because I'm about to talk about it because I'm too pumped. I can't even wait.
Let me tell you something, William. Okay. I didn't see it. All right. I barely had time to give it a couple shakes today after I went number 1. So that's just how busy I was. But that's why we're here. You have some information. I guess if it's something great and juicy, you'll get a raw reaction from me.
Bottom line is this. It's news that you are aware of, but it was what Coach Campbell said that really made me feel good. He said, well, guys, Alim's back and he's ready. And I feel sorry for whoever's got a lineup in front of him. These are his words, not mine. These are his words. He said, because he is ready to go. He is ready to go. And that lets me know that the dude came out and said a few weeks ago, I feel like if I had to play today, I could play. But the responsible thing to do is to finish this rehab thing out. And I think he's hungry, Steve. I think he sees what this D-line is doing without him out there. And he knows adding him to the puzzle problems. See, I made a prediction that I thought that it would be week 9 Minnesota Vikings. I hope that I'm wrong. 21 day window, 20 days now. Steve, I need it. I need to see this D-line. I need to see Alim. I need to see him with Talik. I need to see Aiden Hutchinson. I need to see them with DJ Reader. And then every now and then we can just supplement those guys. Because I tell you what, Lacey's been tough. He talked about him today at the press conference a little bit today, playing big boy end. It's not something that he typically has done in the past. The Detroit Lions like to do it a little bit different. He's been tough. He's been tough. So him being a rotational piece with Roy Lopez, thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. This D line is going to be mean, nasty, and violent, and I'm here for all of it. I cannot wait to see if Alim is playing big boy end at times. I know he's not going to come in and be the big boy end all the time, but I don't believe that Lacey is more athletic and explosive than him. So I say why couldn't he? Why couldn't he do it? So I just, Steve, are you excited as I am, or am I just putting too much sauce on it? Because I cannot wait.
Am I excited, Will? Was that the question? I can't even.
Yeah.
I can't believe you'd have to ask me.
As excited as me.
I don't know how excited you are, but I'm through the roof. All right, I'm over the moon. And when you said after the bye week, I said, "Well, you're absolutely nuts. He's coming back before the bye week. He could have came back 2 weeks ago. We're playing it safe. He could have came back against Baltimore Ravens. I think. I really think we see him against Cincinnati this weekend. I don't think it'll be 25 or more reps, but I can see 5 to 10, 5 to 10 reps, small sample. Cincinnati, I don't want to call them a layup. It's the NFL. Anything can happen. I understand, but I can't picture an offensive line that's better to get some confidence in going. And I threw out a stat. I'm not going to throw out that stat again. You guys got to tune in for game day. I can't spill all the beans on everything that we say twice, but it was good. Good stat. You know which one I'm talking about. This offensive line for the Bengals is banged up. They're giving up. They're a team where you can go out there and you can have a career day. That's all I'm going to say. And if we want to just get the feet wet of Alim McNeill, throw him in there for 5 to 10 reps Sunday. Okay, give him a little bit more of a workload against Kansas City. Give him a little bit more of a workload against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go into the bye week, full go for Minnesota. No holds barred, no more training wheels. That's how I think it should go. Am I a trainer? Am I a coach? Am I a doctor? Do I know exactly how that knee's looking? I assume it's 100%. It'll be up to Dan Campbell to kind of progress him along the way. But that's kind of what I would do. Just kind of increase his workload, start real little, add a little bit each week. I'm ecstatic, Will. This defense is number one in the NFC when it comes to pressures and sacks. Again, I'm trying to find some stats on where we rank against the rest of the NFC and the rest of the NFL, but I really like where our defensive line's at. Now you're going to add me a Pro Bowler? Through the moon. Over the moon, Will. Absolutely ecstatic. I'm trying to be quiet because the baby's sleeping, but I'm a little bit more excited than what I'm leading on. So my excitement is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I here's what I'm going to believe. If we see him that early, I'm going to believe they did their due diligence. He's more than ready, but I'm a little bit, one more week is where I'm at just because I'm nervous. I'm nervous about it, but if he was out there, once he starts looking like himself, the nerves are all going to go away. That said, can't wait. Either way it goes. So it'd be one more week for me. Let him get his sea legs under him, practicing this week a little bit, and then after that, we get after it. So I don't know. Either way it goes, man, I'm just excited to see him one way or another. And I'm just excited for him too, because being banged up and not being able to play the game that you love, especially after he's did all of this work transforming his body and getting himself ready, man. It just sucks to see somebody that's really catching stride, and both those guys, and him and Aiden Hutchinson, they were really coming into their own when they got banged up.
Yeah, this defensive line's only going to get better because I know a lot of people are just out on Davenport, and that's probably a name that they don't want to hear, but he's going to be back at some point too. So that's just another guy who can rotate in and have an easier workload where maybe Al-Qadim Muhammad keeps playing really good and Marcus doesn't have to be that starter. He doesn't have to be getting 60 reps a game or 40 reps a game. Maybe we knock that down to like 20, 25, and they're more pass rush reps. And there's a lot of different things you can do. So I know a lot of people are down on Marcus Davenport, but he's still a piece that's very productive. I mean, I know the injury concerns well documented. We all are very well aware of how injured he's been throughout his career. A lot of people are writing him off right now, Will, because he's still banged up and hurt again. But I think, like we're talking with DJ Reed, you start getting him in crunch time, defensive line gets some more help, secondary gets some more help at the right time. Let's just stay healthy until then, because I'm sick of seeing injuries every week, Will.
Yeah. And then one more thing, D-line related, that I just want to let it be known that I haven't forgot about this guy, but Ahmed Hassani. he's another guy who his dad came on and said he's healing up well, and he should be back at some point too. So I mean, it's just like, Steve, what are we
Josh
doing,
Pascal.
man? Yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing? Is this going to be the season that's going to complete opposite of last season? We get a little banged up early and then we heal at the perfect time. Is that what we're watching unfold, man? Let me knock on a little wood here. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm excited nonetheless. What else you got?
I just don't think that Tyreek Williams is going to stay the same. I think he's going to get better as the season goes on too. So I feel like he's a name we haven't had to talk about either. Just like DJ Reed, rookie, kind of gets a pass this year. No matter what you do, hey, get your feet wet, get used to playing football, get used to the size of these other guys, and just kind of be productive. But if you're starting for the Lions, that tells me that we drafted you for a reason. This is another Alim McNeill that Dan Campbell said when we drafted him. This is another version of Alim McNeill. So this kid's only going to get better. He's very, very, very good against the run. We have a crazy, crazy run stats. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but we're always a top 5 run defense. Now we're getting some guys that are demanding double teams on the interior. Well, scary time to be a quarterback. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt.
Anything else for tonight?
I don't know, Steve. Do you want to get into it, or you want to?
We'll save
Want to put it in our pocket? Put it in our pocket.
We'll save it.
We got something that could be controversial a little bit, or it could be just holding some people accountable on some things that they had to say early in this thing. So I guess stay tuned for that, because it could be more than a second. We might have to that might be a live, honestly. Yeah, that people talk about it. Well, we'll see.
Speaking of live, I'm glad you nice tee shot for me. Members giveaway. It's October. We're getting ready to do a October giveaway, our monthly giveaway. We have an item that we're going to give away. I won't say what it is. William has an item that's up for grabs. William has a jersey that's up for grabs. I told you guys, if we get 40 Super Den members and 40 Loyalty Den members, I think we're 9 away at each. Maybe it's 9 and 7. I don't have the numbers off the top of my head. But if we get to those numbers, we'll do a double members giveaway. Will's already got some items. I'll go get some items. We could double up. Should I put a deadline on it, Will, or should I just say by the end of the month, or maybe we do the giveaway as soon as we hit it? I don't know. If we guys hit it, my next off day where I'm available, I'll go get some memorabilia. I'll go get some gift cards, some bobbleheads, some jerseys. We'll do the biggest giveaway Detroit Den 313 has ever done, possibly.
Ooh.
That's a challenge, though. Got to be 40, and then our basic Den members, we got some stuff for you guys too, some gift cards, bobbleheads. Maybe I'll get 2 or 3 gift cards. We'll see. Feeling pretty generous. It's been a great month. September was a great month, so we want to give some stuff back. You guys got to do that, though. I think every time I put a challenge out, William, it gets met eventually. I don't know how long it'll take, but we'll say at least by the end of the month. We'll mention it at the end of episodes, because I know people don't want to hear member stuff, but yeah. I love doing giveaways. I love going up to the store, shopping, and saying, damn, like that's a cool ass item to give away. Like that Amon-Ra St. Brown helmet signed is a cool ass giveaway. Like that Aiden Hutchinson Motor City helmet is a cool ass giveaway. Like it kind of gets me excited, and I don't even get to keep it. So that's the challenge. Think about it. Stick around. Hit that like button. We'll be back later with another show.
Peace.